This is the headliner for a R230. Mine happens to be a 2008 SL500, just for reference. But this is the headliner turned upside down, so this is what it will look like when you bring it out of the car. This, where the jug is, that's the rear. That'll go against the rear window, just above it, right here. And this is where it will slide into this side here is the passenger side. And it's if you have a leak on your cylinder lock above the dashboard column and the center console. Most of the time, the hydraulic fluid will leak over onto the passenger side, and as it leaks, it will deteriorate a lot of the glue on the pieces in here, as well as where the headliner meets the plastic on of the headliner itself, and the two glued together. So these tabs, and I'll show you a picture in the car as well where they meet up, but there's two tabs on each side, driver and passenger, where you have to pull it down, and I'll show you that. But one or two of these came off as I was removing the roof, which is probably not uncommon in a almost 20-year-old car. So I got some special epoxy bond, and that was designed for plastic. I used I don't know, commonly some of the Ace hardware. Hopefully that holds. But you see there, foam. It's kind of a pain when the hydraulic fluid gets in there. It'll soak into that foam, and the odor gets really bad. I would definitely recommend you clean all these areas where you're going to put plastic tabs back on. I also had to break off this corner here and this corner here when I went to remove them, because what I did is I pulled back off the roof to get it to release. But what you really need to do is just kind of push. Here's what the tab looks like. There, you can see this. Yeah, it's designed to slide in, and I'll show you what those tabs look like in the roof liner itself. But what you really need to do is to, I took a little tools that are made for removing these plastic rivets, and I pried it away from the roof like this, kind of pulled back. And what you need to do is just to take a little pry tool or screwdriver with your hand and work. You gotta pull it down. If you pull it down a little bit and then away from the roof, this will just slide off of those tabs. Is what happens. You just pull it down, and it'll just slide off of those tabs. Again, these tabs here, you kind of have to, there's a molding right around this is the driver's side. There's molding, and you have to basically pull the molding, peel it down a little bit as you're, then pull this portion of the roof, the headliner, down from the metal roof, and it'll unsnap. And again, you'll probably snap a few of these off, and I just use that epoxy to glue it back on right here. And there you can see these little ridges have to go to the inside. There's only one way for those to attach to this plastic piece, but do not snap this. This will cost, it's about a $400 piece on eBay or up, depending upon the headliner. But Alcantara, look, I've got probably 800 bucks. You have to go out there and try to replace it. You can see the film on here, but that's it. The only other thing is you can see the front of this. Here, it's got screws. There's 5 Torx bits that are required to go across the front. And here's what it looks like from inside the car. Again, if you're looking up at it from inside the car, this is the driver's side. And there's the passenger side. And it's definitely a job you can do, but you just got to take your time with it. I'm going to try to reinstall this today. And I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, the other thing that broke on mine, found it had come loose. This piece is kind of molded in here, and it had come loose right there, you can see. And it was basically, this piece would lift up all along here, and all that would lift up. So I used some more epoxy to just tack that down again. And I was beginning to get a little rattle when I'd go over a bump, and I was wondering what that was. Well, hopefully this was the culprit. Again, this tab had come loose as well. Just work loose over time. And it's something that you can just tack it down with some more epoxy. Use some of that plastic epoxy. Hopefully that will. But maybe yours isn't broken there. You don't have to worry about it. But I did have to re-glue this tab. And this tab over here, they both popped off when I was removing the headliner again, just because I was kind of prying the wrong direction.